Hello YouTube. You've probably discovered this video because you've been doing some research into skin tag removal and mole removal, and you've come across this product Dermatend and you're wondering whether it works. I was exactly the same as you. I was researching the same, and I found that this product Dermatend has been featuring pretty prominently. And so I did some further research specifically into this product, just to find out what sort of feedback I was getting from people who've actually tried it out. So what I did was to go on to several forums, online forums, and some of the online shopping sites, just to see what sort of feedback people were leaving. What I'll do, I'll give you a bit of an overview, and then I'll I'll share with you some of what I found. An overview was that there was definitely more people who gave it a positive review and said that it had worked for them than had given a negative review. Certainly there were some negative ones, and I guess it's only sort of natural with any sort of product like this. But what I found was that the ones that were giving the negative comments only applied it once and didn't really give it much chance, because what I found a few people saying, and I'm going to give you an example. Someone actually said that they used it and they were quite pleased with it on a wart or some warts, but they came back again, and then they had to use it again, and it was only on after the second time that they used it that the warts sort of stayed away. Other feedback I found was that I was particularly looking to see if I could find if there was any sort of side effects mentioned, and the main sort of comments in that respect were people were saying that once you've used Dermatend and the wart or the mole sort of scabs over and then drops off, it can leave a redness, red mark, or a potential scar, and that you need to use some sort of healing balm as soon as the sort of scab has dropped off. Otherwise, it can end up with a sort of permanent scar. And I've actually found on the site at the moment where you can buy the Dermatend, is they're doing a special deal where you can get this balm for free. I'll share that with you in a moment. But first of all, let me show you some of these sort of the actual feedback that I've discovered here. Okay, this is one of the forums I went on, and as you can see, someone was saying, "Hi, I need some help. I have a mole on my nose. I want to have it removed. I'm scared to do surgery and honestly can't afford it. I found this product called Dermatend online. Can anyone tell me if this product is real and really work? Does it work and not a scam?" And someone else says, "I'm wondering exactly the same thing." And then the first comment, "Hi, I've used Dermatend on 2 moles. It removed them in 3 days. I totally recommend it." And then someone here saying, "I had a skin tag which was on my groin just recently with Dermatend. It worked for the moles I'd had, but for some reason I didn't want to try it on the skin tag. I guess I just didn't want to have to even think about something being on that area of my body. Anyway, the skin tag scabbed after 2 days. It then fell off after three days later. I cannot believe I waited for a year with this ugly thing on me. I can now shave the area without a worry." And then next one here, "I had at least 7 moles on my face, 3 on my back and 1 on my arm. I went to a plastic surgeon and was told that they would have to cut the moles off, which would leave a scar larger than the moles themselves. The cost would be almost $2,000. I went online to research products that may take moles off and ran across Dermatend. I had nothing to lose, so I ordered it and tried it on all moles, 11 of them, and I can honestly tell you that all moles came off. Yes, it was gross at first because they start of being black until the moles come off. It did leave red spots for a few weeks, but I'm not kidding that my face now looks great without the moles. I only wish I could have taken photos." Okay, and there's an interesting one here that this person here does quite a lot of explanation, which is quite useful. I'm not going to read it all, but I give it 5 stars just for the simple fact that it does what it claims. And this person goes on to explain exactly, how it worked. All gone, but a few holes, divots are left behind, still red. And then a couple of weeks, about a week or so later, divots are filled in, looking so much better. And then what's this? 26. It's about another about a month or 6 weeks later. About half of the moles are starting to grow back, and so she goes on to say that she's reapplied it. The Dermatend update a year and a half later, they've all gone still, and the scars have almost vanished. That's a tiny, teeny touch. Updated 3.5 years later, still all gone. So this is I think I found this quite useful, because this is really saying that the Dermatend has worked for this person, not like perfectly first time. She had to apply it a couple of times, but if she sort of persevered with it, and eventually all of her moles and skin tags were disappeared, and they stayed away, which is the probably the most important thing. And then this was someone who it didn't work for. But what I think what was interesting here, she's saying that it didn't work, but I returned the product and, true to their promise, received a full refund. So I found that pretty important as well. So let's head over now to the website, and I'll show you what I found there. Okay, so this is the Dermatend website. Now they've got here as well some reviews, but I tend to prefer to read the sort of independent reviews that I've been showing you, because I'm a bit cynical in as much that I always think that a website is only going to show positive results, is not going to show negative ones. So I don't think you get as much information really from the testimonials on a product's website. But what I found from here, first of all, that it's an all natural product. I mean, this was important for me personally, and this is confirmed here. It's quite a good website, actually. They explain here exactly how it works, and a couple of things that I think are important. First of all, there's this 60-day money-back guarantee. Now, as I explained to you, certainly some of the people that reported on the independent forum said it didn't work for them. So I do think it's it's worth bearing that in mind. But when you get a money-back guarantee, it does makes it a little bit easier to make your decision. And that's why I was pleased to find that other comment that I showed you, where someone said that the company did actually honour their money-back guarantee. And then the other thing I wanted to show you here is that they've actually got an offer going on at the moment. This one here, if you buy the Dermatend Ultra, it seems you can get the standard product, and then the Ultra is obviously stronger. And if you buy the Ultra product, you've got two options here. This one I'm showing you, and this one over here, and you get the balm, the healing balm, free when you buy these, when you take up these ones. And I think that from what I saw, this is pretty important as well. Because if you remember, I showed you from that feedback that what people were saying was that if you don't use the healing balm, or some sort of healing balm, you can be left with redness and scarring. Okay, so I hope that this review I've done has been beneficial for you. If you want to head over to the website now to check it out further, or to invest in one of these offers they've got here, then all you need to do is just click on this green button here, or you can click on the link directly underneath this video.